So we've been looking at a lot of stuff recently that involves the 4th version of this game that shall not be mentioned for the first minute due to advertisers, and that is why today I thought we'd check out the Feroci inside of Liberty City. Now, this is not just a regular Feroci from number 4 of this game that shall not be mentioned for the first minute due to advertising things. This is actually a massive tuner version, full custom, with a ridiculous amount of tuner parts. Menus customs, let's go. Menus, lowrider mods, we've got all of this going down here. We have got all of these going down here. There are a lot of parts to check out for this thing, so that is why I'm going to try and find a part of this map that is not lagging like crazy, and we're going to be checking this out and modding it in today's video. Okay, so here we are. Let's just start. Let's just go to menus mod. Let's go to vehicle options. Are we in England now? Is this how it, or maybe this is just how Times Square used to work, driving around. Oh no, because they're driving on the... Yep, let's ignore the road rules because they're completely wrong. So let's just go to menus customs. Let's just go to spoiler straight away. So we have the lip spoiler. We have low level spoilers. We have big spales. We have big spoilers. We have ducktail spoilers. We have high spoilers, many different combinations. We've got some carbon fiber versions as well. I quite like that because it's like a mix of a ducktail spoiler and a regular spoiler. I quite like the flicky looking spoilers. Then we have the Jester Supra spoiler. We have a bunch of other giant things. We have some drag wings going on, and then we have a few crazy custom ones. We've got this massive style one here. We have the long boy, that is very long. We have the big wang, the drift wang, the killer wang, the big O wang, and then we have some of my favorites, the chassis mount style that gets rid of the rear bumper and adds these big, massive spoilers. I don't know why I like them so much. They're just so cool. Now, I'm actually tempted on just making the first build a crazy one. So I'm going to go for that first chassis mount style spoiler. That thing's mad. Then for the rear bumper, I don't know how this is going to work because, yeah, do you know what? We'll do this one second. Because I don't want to mess about with a bunch of other stuff. So let's just go for the ducktail. In fact, I want to go for that RH5 one, because I think it looks kind of cool on this. So those rear bumpers, we have the stock and the extension ones. We have a bunch of cutout versions with diffusers and all sorts of crazy things. These ones might look good with that spoiler, actually. Then we have some more D1 spec with these big, massive, huge things at the back here, the massive diffusers. All of these, by the way, gets rid of the rear plates. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, that one's a little bit better, although it does look quite ugly. Or we can just remove the whole entire bumper entirely. As I think I'm just going to make this just a little sporty version of the base model. I'm just going to go for the stock bumper with the extension. Or actually, I'm going to go for the NPR style 3 with extension, just so we can try and make this look a little bit different. On the front bumper, we have a number of options. We have the stock extensions, very similar offerings that we have from the rear, the NPR styles and different formats of grills and everything else. These are ones for wide bodies. I guess we'll find that out in a minute, I guess, when we wide body this, if that's a thing. We have these different styles here, number 1, number 2. Ooh, these big massive ones with extensions. We have some dented versions for some reason. Not sure about that. Then we have a bunch of... Why are they dented here? Maybe that's me. Hang on. Yep, it was me. For some reason, normally it fixes when you change these parts, but I guess it remembered it that time around. Okay, so the intruder front bumper. That now makes a lot more sense. We have the D1 specs. We have the Sultan bumpers as well. Then we have some bash bar, or we just have remove bumpers. So I'm going to go with the Style 2 with extension with the grills, because I guess we're going to be filling that up with an intercooler at some point soon. Then we have the skirts. We have the VIP style ones. We have the extended. We have the NPR style ones. Look on this side, that's better. And we also have remove, which is similar to stock almost. No, okay, it's slightly different. For this one, I guess we'll just go for the extended. That sort of matches what we got. Maybe the VIP one, actually. Suits it quite nicely. Exhaust, regular options, big bores, all that sort of thing. Big, massive. Oh, there we go. That's what I like. We also have the down pointing one, or we just have the straight. I'm going to go for the big bore style 2. Chassis, it's just a case of cages. Here's our interior. Looks kind of racy with that wheel already, but kind of not racy with a standard interior. But we can have with the street cage, or we can have the race cage with all the padding. Let's just go for a street cage on this one. I think that'd be fine. We'll do the crazy race one next. On the grill, loads of options. Chrome grill looks kind of nice, kind of upmarket. We have that in mesh. Quite like the mesh version actually. Or we just have chrome surround and nothing. Then we also have these plastic versions as well. And we also have the painted ones, or we could just remove it entirely. Still keeps the Bravado badge, presumably that's something in extras. I'm going to go for the chrome mesh on that one. On the hood, we have the stock one, we have the carbon fiber bonnet. We have, that's a very fine carbon fiber. We have the D1 spec carbon fiber, not too sure on that one. It looks kind of weird, especially from that angle. We have that one painted, or we have remove hood. I'm just going to go for the stock hood on that one. Fenders. Oh, we have a bit of a fender bender over there. We'll ignore that. So we have the wide body V1. Just adds these flares. Not really sort of like a wider body, but more just flares. And then we have V2. Just bigger, wider flares. We can fill those out with V-stance. So we'll actually do those in the second build. On the roof, we have the Weeb Popo package. I guess this is the Japanese police one. There we go. With the Japanese police badge as well. And the lights. I do want to find one of those badges, though. If there's a way that you can just buy those somewhere, I just want one just because I think they look cool. Not that I'd put it on my car or anything. Not that I'd put it on my car or anything. We also have the taxi version, so we can have this looking like a taxi or a police car, or we can just have the stock one with Vertex generators. I'm going to actually keep those generators on for that one. And then that's it for the main parts, but we do have a lot of other parts to check out. So let's jump into lowrider mod section. So we have on the plate holder, these are going to be plates. So we have the no plate, dash plate. This is all on the front, I guess. There we go. We have the Japanese plate. Is that going to be on the rear? It's sort of conflicting with our other plate, sadly. Or we can just have our dash plate right there. I guess as we don't have a plate on the front, we'll go for the dash plate. Did want the Japanese plate, but for some reason, it's clashing. So on the trim, I guess this is an interior trim. So we have our daily drift, which is basically just adding in these drift parts down here. So like a drift handbrake or whatever. Then we have the semi-race interior that just sort of changes that instrument cluster in the middle. Then we have our race interior style 1, just add some more stuff. And then we have style 2, which for some reason has a picture of Tom on it from Tom and Jerry. I'm going to go with the semi-race because I see that's kind of streety and still kind of racy. I think that would suit this build quite nicely. On the dash, we can also have race cockpit, which completely changes the dash. Okay, so it gets rid of the air vents and adds those in. It also adds some chrome and stuff down the bottom, I guess just to make it look cool. We also have this nitrous oxide tank going on there, and we have these foot paddles and stuff, which are even on the driver's side. Oh no, they've just made these big massive things. I can see now. There we go, before and after. And also we have our fuel cell in the boot as well. So we have some door card options. So we have the stock, we have the aluminium doors, or the carbon doors. That is a little much for this build, so I'll keep it stock, but we'll definitely do that on the next one. Seats, well, we can definitely improve the seats. These are pretty bland and standard. We have our sports seats, and we have some race seats right there, different shapes and combinations. I'm going to go for that one right there. That's pretty street, but also racy. Also, I do like that Kevlar look. And onto some engine mods. So we have the stock block. Then we have the 900R V8, which also changes the bonnet. Adds the big massive thing because we've got the big massive air filter at the top. Then we have that with the twin filters, with the filter just sticking out on one side. Then we have the Grotti V8. That makes it look a little bit more supercar-y. We have the Emperor Shiva V6 planted in here. Big massive air intakes here. That one's set quite far back in the engine bay as well. We also then have the stock inline 6, which does just look like a better version of that stock engine, to be honest. And then we also have the race version. I'm going to go for that race inline 6. That suits this car to a T. So onto the lights. We have the stock. Then we have these little sort of like eyebrow lights, eyelash, evil eyes, bad boy style looking things. Then we have just complete light covers if you want that, or you can just remove the headlights if you want. I guess you can remove quite a lot of parts on this. I think we'll keep that standard. We have some aerial options as well. So we have our stock. Then we have what isn't actually aerials at all. Ah, I see. It's actually bonnet pins. Okay, so we have those, or we have the metal ones, or we have those. We'll go for some metal bonnet pins, why not? Then we have some Sunstrip livery mat. We'll check out the liveries in a second. We also have this same Fukaru. We have the Speed Traps one. We have the Koredei Nota, which Koredei Nota. I don't know what that's supposed to say. Kore, that's... I don't know. To be honest, it is called I don't know. So that answers that. Then we got the Low Life Republic one. Got that sort of, you know, the classic style sticker that loads of people stick on their cars these days. Then we have the ST one down there. Speed Trap package. Or we have the I don't know package. For people who just want to have random hiragana on their windows. For this one, I'm going to keep that livery mapped because I want to look at the liveries in a second. But we have on the tanks, we have the intercooler options. Thankfully, finally. There's our intercooler. We also have it with the water sprayer or the twin fans. I'm going to have that with the water sprayer. So, liveries. We have the street livery in black. We might have to change this color. This green is not the best option. Okay, so let's start again. So we have this in black, which just adds a bunch of these things going on. Fukaru, Device, Tyrol, Globe Oil, just a bunch of brands here, there, and everywhere. Device, and also Fukaru on there. Then we have those versions in white. Then we have these blue lines, if you want blue lines. I guess you can make that an interesting design with the right color. We have the taxi one. This would obviously suit the taxi lights on the roof. We have the police version right there, which again would suit when we have the police lights. We have the Grid Warrior. This is, I guess, just a scrappy looking thing with a bunch of stickers on. Just, I don't know, just a random race style livery. Then we have the Zero right there, which has got yellow side skirts. And then this red dot and some stripes. Then we have the SBM Drift Team. Then we have the Gensai, which I quite like the look of this one. There's something about that. I think it's the colors, the sort of like old school design. I kind of like that one. And then we have the Ninja Arrow Drift Team one. Sprunk. Just a bunch of liveries and sort of like that weird camo effect. That one's kind of interesting, but I mean, it's supposed to be a street car, so I'm just going to go with the stock livery, I think, on this one. But I want to use that Gensai in the next one. I'll see if I can make it look really cool. And so it's just a case of wheels, and it does actually come with quite nice wheels from stock, but we can pick better. Like these. For some reason, I'm feeling these today. I think that looks kind of cool. I think it's the fact that this looks like an old GS Lexus that I think that those wheels just sort of suit it really nicely. We'll go for a custom color. Why not? Let's just try and see if we can find something that just looks really nice. I actually quite like the look of this. Maybe add a bit of blue for a bit more of a purple look. Maybe a bit more red. Actually, a bit less red, maybe. Kind of like that color. It's different, you know? And for that reason, I like it. In V-Stancer, we can get this a little bit lower. We'll just drop it down. Give it a wee bit of camber front and rear. Nothing crazy. We're not going to make this a drift style one or anything. Just, you know, your regular street style showy car. You know, just the regular enthusiast level. And there we are. I think that looks pretty banging. I'm sure you guys can let me know otherwise. Still got some cars driving around here in Liberty City. This is, by the way, GTA 5. It should be said. This isn't GTA 4. I think that does look very cool, but we're going to park up on the side of the road here because I'm not going to do any sort of time lapse. I'm just going to show you the finished product, but I just want to build another build. And actually, while I'm building this, I just want to quickly show you the combinations here. If we just go for the taxi, oh, actually, this is the police car one. We combine it with the police livery. There you go. Now you can actually have it looking like a proper police car. Or if we go for this with the worn taxi yellow, the taxi lights, and the taxi livery, we can even make it look like an amazing taxi. That's a pretty cool look right there, but that isn't really the look that I'm going for this build. Actually, before we continue, I just want to look at these extras as well, because we have extra one. I'm going to have to try and find out what these are. Okay, extra one is the badge on the rear. Gets rid of the Feroci, just blanks it off if you want to do that. I guess we'll blank it off for this one. Extra 2 gets rid of the aerial on the top. I want to do that. We'll get rid of that. Extra 3 gets rid of the other badges, the Bravado and the V6 3 litre. We'll get rid of those. Extra 4 gets rid of that badge. So, of course, you can have the meshless grille and it will work properly. I'm actually going to make everything badgeless on this one as it's supposed to be a race car. And extra 5 is actually the rear seats. So, if we just get to extra 5, so as you can see, the rear seats can actually be taken out. So, we'll take those out. Anyway, let's get back to finishing this build. Okay, and here we sort of are with the final build. This really didn't work out how I wanted it to. This livery looked great in theory, and then just every color looked wrong. I'm pretty sure that I'm also hating it because of those front lights. But the thing is, I didn't like decide that I hated something and then went back and thought, no, I'm not going to do it. I thought I'd show you the fail first, because sometimes things don't go how you want them to. I actually think that the stock lights just look better. I also think that that grille would look better with lights on, and probably chrome or mesh or something like that. By the way, actually, guys, leave a comment below with your thoughts on debadging cars, because 9 times out of 10, cars look worse with the badge is off. The front end looks so bland. Don't you think that that just looks so bland? It needs a badge. It needs something. It needs that there. That just makes it so much better, in my opinion. You guys might disagree, and that's fine. You can let me know in the comment section below. I'd actually love to hear your thoughts on that. But there is our build. I'm actually just going to quickly turn this into a taxi. Let's just do that. You know what? That's much better already. Right there like that. Let's just make this into a cool, crazy style racer. Oh, and by the way, I think I now have all the indicators sorted out. As you can see, look, I am now indicating right and now indicating left. That's so amazing. It's actually just done with the K and L buttons. Who knew? But there we go, guys. That is it. This car for some reason spawned in without sound. Don't know why. Probably because this isn't really the map. Compare these two. I think this is cooler. But do you know what? They're both cool. You can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. This is just a different one. I'm, as you can probably tell, my throat is actually really bad right now. I'm trying to, like, push through it because it hasn't been long since I've started videos again, and now my throat's all funny again. It's just, I don't know. It's just the rule of my life, I guess, that things always go wrong. So I'm trying to persevere, but I'm sorry if I do sound a little bit lethargic in today's video. But anyway, that's it, guys. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.